Hey guys, welcome back to Pot to Mama Bear. Today we are going to be making this adorable little Minnie Mouse scrunchie. If you guys want to learn how to do this, go ahead and stick around and I'll show you how. Okay guys, so all you're going to need for this project is some yarn. I am going to use black for the main part and then the pink for the bow. You're going to need a hair tie, a hook, which in this case I am using my favorite hook, which is the size H8 5mm. You're going to need a crochet or a yarn needle and some scissors. Okay, so to get started with this, what we're gonna do is we are going to, oops, I need this. We are going to first zoom in and get my hair off my desk. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is just going to start with a slip knot. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hair tie and we're going to go ahead and we're going to chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna just do our double crochets. So we're gonna yarn over and then we're gonna go through our hair tie, pull out part of the yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll do it a little bit slower this time. We're gonna yarn over, insert the hook inside the hair tie, grab the yarn, pull through, then we are going to yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so this is all we're going to do for this round, is just continue to do our double crochets through or all the way around. And then once I get back to where we started, we will go ahead and I'll show you how to close the first round and then go on to our second. Okay, so I went ahead and I got done with the first round, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to find the top of my chain 3, which is right here, and I'm going to just go into that and slip stitch. So now I'm going to chain up 2, and then we're gonna go into that same part where, or that same stitch where we came out of, and we're going to do another double crochet. So my chain 2 is gonna count as my first double crochet, and then I added a second one. And then now all I'm going to do is put 2 double crochets into that same stitch. So there's 2, and then here's another one, and then here's 2, here's 1, and then here's 2. So this is all we are going to do for the remainder of this this round, and this will be our last round for this scrunchy part of the of our project. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to do 2 double crochets in each stitch, and then we will come back and show you how it looks. Okay, so I am on the last stitch where I'm gonna put my last 2 double crochets, and then I am going to find the top of my chain 2, which is 1, 2 right here, and I am going to just slip stitch into that. Now I'm going to just chain 1, and I'm going to pull that somewhat tight, and I am going to cut my yarn right there. I'm going to pull this all the way through, and now it's secure. So my next step is that I'm going to find that other, here it is. This was my tail end from the beginning. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it, attempt to cut it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that part off, and I am actually going to leave this tail because I'm going to put the Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse ears right about there. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to start my Mickey Mouse ear, or Minnie Mouse ear in this case, and I'm going to start off with a slip stitch. Now I am going to chain 1, 2, 3 for this, and this is, to me, this is a lot easier to do versus the magic circle. It's just easier to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert into that first chain. I'm gonna go through, pull through the yarn, and then pull through again for a slip stitch. Okay, so from here all we're going to do is make a circle, and we're going to do half double crochet, or no, single crochets into this, and we're gonna make this as big as we need to. So that would be my first one. I'm going to get my sorry, I need to get my stitch markers, and I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and put that into my first one. And for this, we're going to go ahead and do two single crochets into, actually, we're gonna do 6, sorry. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then my last one is 6. So for me to check this, I'm going to pull some yarn so that way I don't miss out, or I don't mess up the previous stitches. So I'm going to count, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we could take out this stitch marker, and then we're going to go in, and we're going to put 1 single crochet into the top of that stitch. Okay, so now we're going to pull it, and then we are going to do 2 in each stitch. I know this is probably a little bit harder to see, and I am very sorry about that. So here's 1, and we're going to do 2. Go into our next one, which is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's right here, and we're gonna do 2 more. By the end of this, you should have 12. There's 4. There's 5 and 6. And then here is 7 and 8. Here's 9, 10, and then 11, 12. 11 and 12 is going to go into this last stitch. So it's 11 and 12. Okay, so now we're going to take our stitch marker out, and then we're going to just put 1 into that first stitch. So our pattern is going to go 1, and then we're going to put 2 in the second one, and then 1 in the third, and we're just going to keep going 1, 2, 1, 2. So here is my second one, and we're gonna go 1, and then here is the second. These are called increases. So we're gonna do it again. Here's 1, and then here is our second one, which is 2. We're just gonna keep doing that all the way around. 1, and here is our 2. 1, and then 2. 1, and then 2, and then 1, 2. So here is our other one that needs an increase, which would be 2 and 1, and then here's 1, and then this last one is going to be 2. Okay, so now we are going to take out our stitch marker, and we're going to put 1 into that first chain, or that first stitch where our stitch marker was. And of course we are going to put it back where it was, so that way we don't mess this, we don't miss stitches or anything like that. Okay, so now we're going to do 1 in the first one, which we already did, and then we're going to do 1 in the second, and then 2 into that third stitch. So here's 1, and then 2. So again, here's 1, 1, and then our 2. Here's 1, 1, and then our 2. Now it is up to you how big you want to make this. I think I'm going to do one more row after this, and I'll show you how to do that also. So here's 1, 1, and then here's our 2. And then make sure I did that one right. Yeah. And here's 1, 1, and then 2. And then here is our last little pattern for this row. It's going to go 1, 1, and then here is 2. Okay, so now we're going to take our stitch marker out once more, and then we are going to go in and go do our first one, and then we're going to put our our stitch marker right back into that, and then we're going to do this is the pattern for this one. So here's 1, 1, 1. So we're going to do, in the next 3 stitches, we're going to put 1 single crochet into those, and then our 4th stitch we are going to do our 2 single crochets. So here's the pattern once more. 1, 2, and then here's our 3. So there's our 3 stitches that have 3 single crochets, and then in our 4th stitch we're going to go ahead and put 2. So here's 1, 1, 1, and then our 4th one will be 2. Here's 1 and 2. So I'm going to go ahead and continue all the way around, and I'll come back and show you what I have. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished that round. I'm going to remove my stitch marker, and I'm going to just slip stitch into the next stitch where my stitch marker was. And then I'm going to pull that tight, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, but I'm going to cut a long tail, or somewhat of a long tail, for my so I can sew it onto my scrunchie. I'm gonna pull that all the way through, make sure that's tight. So here is one of the ears for our Minnie Mouse scrunchie, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to make another one of these and put it on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and show you guys how I put it, how I sew both of them on here. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now that I have both of my Mickey Mouse ears and the scrunchie done is I'm going to just go ahead and put my yarn onto my needle, and I'm just going to sew this on like so. So the back of the ear will go on the back part of this, and I'm just going to go through all of, or not all of them, but as many of these little things as possible so the ear will stay on there. So we're gonna do this for both ears, and I am just showing you how to do just the one ear, and then I'm gonna do the other ear off camera, and then I will show you guys how to do the bow. Okay, so I don't know how many stitches I went through right here because I wasn't counting. But now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through that part where I just sewed, and I'm just going to bring it to this other side, and I'm going to put it in the back part of the ear. So that way I can go ahead, and when I tie these together, it'll be on the back side. So we're gonna go ahead and just tie those. And this is my first time making one of these, so bear with me. I believe I've seen it on Pinterest, but I don't even know which one I had seen it on, or whose account I seen it on. Okay, so we're just gonna cut that without cutting anything else. And then this ear, for the middle, we're just going to pull that as tight as we can and then cut our tail. So that is the first ear on there, and then now we're just gonna put the second one. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 stitches across. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and come back and show you guys what I have. Actually, let's do, yeah, about 6, that's fine. Okay guys, so I got both ears sewn on, and I do realize that this one is smaller than this one. I don't know what happened, but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the bow now, and I'm gonna take this really pretty pink color. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we're going to just make a simple bow, and to do that we are going to chain up 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Excuse me. And we're just going to skip the first stitch, and we're gonna go straight into that second one, grab yarn over, and then pull through both loops. So again, we are going to yarn over, or no, we're not gonna yarn over, we're just gonna go into that stitch and then pull through some yarn over, pull through. That is, we are doing single crochets, single crochets. And we're gonna do this all the way until we get to the end. So we're just gonna, here's another one, and then here is another, here's my last one for this row. And then to turn our work, we're just going to chain 1. I always skip the first little space right there and go into the second, because I feel like it makes a cleaner turn. So this is all we're going to do, and you're going to do this for as many rows as you want, however big you want your bow to be. So whatever length you choose is how big your bow will be. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will come back and show you guys how I put my bows together. Okay guys, so all I did was a quick rectangle, and what I'm going to do is just go up through the middle of this bow, or of my rectangle, and I am going to make sure that I pull it all the way through, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to sorry, the kids are outside getting wet, and my desk is like right here by the door. Okay, so we're going to just tie quick knots, and then I am going to wrap my yarn around a few times, or however many times you want. And then I'm going to turn it over to the back, and actually I'm going to leave this so that way I can sew my bow onto my scrunchie. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tie more knots right here on the back after I got done putting it on like that. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle, and it's up to you if you want it on the front right here and directly in the middle, or off to the side on one of the ears. I think I'm going to do the middle of my scrunchie. And I'm just gonna turn it over so I can show you guys what I'm doing. I'm gonna go through these stitches, and as I'm doing that, I'm gonna go through the part of the scrunchie. This is all I'm going to do. So it's just as simple as that. I did keep the tail end of that for so that way I can go ahead and tie that off on the other side. So I'm gonna find the other side, which is right here. Actually, I'm gonna go through the back of the bow so that way I can tie down, go through this, and then through this other side. through the back of the bow, just so it's a little bit more secure on that side, or on the bottom half of that. Oh no. So I feel like it is already secure on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this extra little piece of yarn, and I'm just going to make a knot. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do it again. Just like that. And then we're going to cut both ends off. Like that. And here you have a Minnie Mouse scrunchie. Yes, it does look a little wonky, but I am happy with it. I'm going to keep practicing with this pattern that I have, and definitely make sure that both of my Minnie Mouse ears are the same size next time. I could probably go back through and add another row or so on here, and make it a little bit more even. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in our next one.